Hey everybody, lovely morning with a good announcement which are going to make on the markets upcoming sessions behavior. We have predicted we are going to start this session for the 25th of August 2026. This is pre-market outlook discussion. This is also not unusual one we are discussing with a special information about market strength. We are going to discuss the things through the way of the Nifty's analysis and displaying the chart. It would be better to make you all aware and understand the things how we have predicted and what the outcomes will be impacting on the chart or prices of the Nifty in the upcoming sessions. That can be now be connected with Nifty chart. See, the first thing we want to share with you all is actually you have already observed the thing what we have drawn or plotted and explained through this rectangular candle. That means, by the way of highlighting this, you will be understanding better. So this rectangular box, what we have drawn and what we have already discussed have been, we hope you understood better. And the recent, starting with recent Friday and Saturday session, which got clarity about this approach by the way of understanding the ascending trend line we have drawn. So where the Nifty already proved by the way of taking buying based support or a demand zone that helped Nifty to rebound from that zone whenever it approaches. Already 3 times the attempt have been made through the way of approaching or attempting buying actions, particularly around the 23,700 zone. So that has helped Nifty to survive better at that particular during the geopolitical tensions have been rising at that time. The markets through the way of its technical behavioral experience and records it has already proved and the outcomes what it has provided was the rest of the things and all on the chart you are seeing as history here. So around that 23,700, the markets unable to sustain below to that level as an interim behavior shift zone. That is very clearly we have already demonstrated and discussed the theory. So in that way, the third attempt where it has taken in the recent days was 24th of July. That was made around 23,600, but you can check the low 23,606, but the close was 23,767. So that's what the importance of or significance of that particular zone. Whenever it is getting approached, the buying will be hugely happening, and where and all happened already, you can also see. And where and all it has proved well, the rebound activities were dominantly happened over 2 or 3%. So in most of the time, 4% above the recovery or the bouncing or the buying based upward momentum already occurred. That was even reported in yesterday's session we have demonstrated. So in that manner, the markets are currently trading here, at least we can understand here with an intention to bounce back. So in the way the market already proved, no, so that can be easily taken as a chance. Just a minute. So that can be as easily taken as a chance to understand when and how it has already raised back or climbed back towards the new swing high. Like for the first time, if you want to check from here to here, you can check the percentage of increase from that point. That was the huge fall we have predicted about 10% downside happen, and over the 10% around 11% upside or a recovery happened. So that was the first swing happened. So second time you can see from here, from the low of 23,100 near, and it has actually bounced back towards 24,500, about to 6%. So overall, we have average basis provided as over 4% of recovery. It has provided, like it has recorded. So third time around 23,500 without closing below 23,700 as our interim behavior shift zone, it recovers around 5%. So these are all proof, which means what? In an advanced manner, with our support of behavioral research, so we are predicting, since we already few things discussed in the way of space analysis under the sub-analysis part of the behavioral research we are doing. In that manner, the July and August must be closing. Probability was actually predicted to be closing net on net 4%. For that, if you check well, the market not at nears that 4% yet. But for the July, it has respected by the way of closing 2% net on net. But for the August, while it is going to end, we need to wait and watch what it is going to record on the charts. So in that manner, for the rest of the year, we have already discussed about 6% of upside momentum can be expected. Like that was discussed during June month. The overall second part of the, or second half year of the 2026 have predicted in the way of providing 6% upside momentum while it is ending the 2026 year. So for that, in connection with that predictions and all, it should at least recover by 4% from here on till the December. But what we are actually revising our target, it may be even higher. So not a 6% from the month of July to December. We are revising with a percentage in the way of 9% maximum. So we can actually concentrate here on, based on the confidence, based on the clarity, the behavioral outcomes or the behavioral research supports us, we are revising this target. That means the recovery target, which means from 6 to 9%, which means what? For the rest of the September, October, November, December, 4 months, we can togetherly say about to rest of that 6 to 7% of upside momentum may be expected on Nifty. So that's the good news. One point of good news we can see. And another thing, from here on for the next few sessions, if the Nifty once more breaks the 18th August high of 24,269. So if you are seeing again the attempts are being taken, there will be the next attempt will be taken for a close above this 18th August high. In case the single day of close once happens, also will be creating an opportunity to move towards 24,700 as the recent swings high. So which means from 24,300 around the zone, 24,700 means 400 points, as we already discussed even. We are reiterating it to make you all understanding about the opportunity the markets are holding now. So which means the positional based setups and advices already we have reported on report. That means mentioned in the report and even discussed that. One can start, positional traders can start building long positions by the way of deploying a strategy of accumulation. That means every 100 points the intervals are being acting as a support zone for the markets. After 24,000 as a psychological and interim core support, 23,900, 23,800, 23,700 would be acting as the chances of supporting the fall or protecting the fall in case if the Nifty is intended to continue. So there will not be a chance for the bears to enter strongly unless otherwise it is closing below 23,700 consecutive sessions on consecutive sessions base. So based on this, there is good information or good news for the long builders, particularly for those who want to build the positions on 1 month, 2 month, 3 month basis and all may start from here on. So that's the good news for those positional traders and investors. What the traders like day trading and 1 week, 10 days kind of trading style can be made, no? So that can also be utilizing the chances of the next break if it happens. From the next session itself, you can start using of any retracement if it is coming. For instance, if you are seeing the next session, whether it is today or tomorrow, if the Nifty is attempting to move above the 18th August high, or if it is powerfully moving above yesterday's high, that also can be noted. That was the 24,313. So in case if you are seeing this high levels are getting breached or claimed again, with an intention to accumulate by using any retracement towards 24,300, 200, 24,100, 24,000. Every 100 points of interval from the breakout, once you are seeing on the chart means you can utilize that every 100 points to accumulate further, and you can wait for the position you are constructing for the target of 24,700. There is no doubt. So that's all for the Nifty's strategy one can understand and follow. So the core thing will be, as long as this trend line based explanation we have provided is being respected, there is high hope of markets moving northward, at least towards 24,700. That's the thing. We can now resume the other part of the pre-market oriented discussion. See, the 18th August high tested, but sustainability falters. So that is the other duty for the markets to get engaged with, or the fulfillment of the another attempt that is going to be happened through the way of breaking and sustaining above 18th high, 18th August high would be happening whether today or tomorrow. Probability will be very high within this week. So based on yesterday's high and low and 18th high and low, along with these 2 dates high and low, one can fix your trading setups, particularly for those who want to build the longs, can follow these 2 dates ranges and can enjoy gaining as much as points it is providing. So that's the thing for the Nifty's strategy. The day traders, short-term traders, investors, still one can follow. So the opening is expected to be in a way of flat to negative. That may not be having any impact. And after the opening, the trend would be eyeing to consolidate between 24,100 and 24,400 for the major part of the day. Once it is constructing any consolidation between these range, that also would be raising an opportunity for the long builders, because the construction of consolidation is always good. We used to tell this. In case any break you are seeing above 24,300, not needed to wait till 24,400 to be getting a break. It is better to concentrate and focus whether the Nifty is breaking 24,300 today. That is also a chance to start your day trading and short-term based trading setups on long side. So once it breaks at 24,300, based on the sustainability about the 24,300, because the 24,300 already many times you can discuss the core dates high, and that has become now the recent days resistance, and sometimes it has been acted as support as well. So that 24,300 onwards, you can start focusing on building longs. But anyhow, the 24,400, it is getting a break means that will be creating more power for the Nifty to move higher, that towards it may be 24,500, 600, 700 like the zones. In case, the very rare chance we are having for the things that are happening to break below 24,100, because 90% there is no chance for breaking 24,900 level today. Even though it is going to break means we need to wait and watch how long it is sustaining below 24,100. The sustainability at least 1 hour required below to that level to get a confirmation for the further downside towards 24,000 anyway. The 24,000 as a very core interim support it has now become, and acting as psychological support also. So anywhere between 24,000 and 24,000, if you are seeing on the chart, it is going to be a great opportunity for the long builders. There you can start building higher positions by the way of taking even risk. Or if you are a safe trader, it may be moderately you can concentrate on building position, whether it is a derivative based one or a cash segment based one. So that's the thing for the Nifty's today's strategical based levels and discussions. So positionally, we have discussed a lot about the things how it is going to be made. So we can now see what are the sectors we can focus for the day to concentrate on, particularly from the metal space, as we have already um, explained the thing how the metal is going to act for the day, even yesterday's report. So in the way the mining oriented, aluminum oriented, then the steel based ones and all actually cooking well for the traders particularly. So one can focus or keep focusing metal stocks for building longs. And even if you are holding any positions, you can keep holding further to see any upside momentum which are expected to happen. On the FMCG side, the probability will be very high for short covering based upside on the FMCG, so particularly on mid cap segment oriented stocks. The bank, from the bank space, the public sector banks as an index, the PSU index, Nifty PSU index is cooking well with the consolidation with the weak buyers. It has been maintaining for the recent sessions. And with the support of private bank, the banks and all actually somewhat trying to move up, but without this bank, public sector bank support, it cannot be get fulfilled. So one can see the recovery or a reversal kind of activities like in the Nifty we have discussed is also happening on the bank means that is purely mainly because of public sector banks. Real estate based on the short covering and value buying, it also working well. So the long traders can focus real estate oriented stocks. Along with these IT only, we are seeing some mixed kind of activities. Anyhow, mostly at least over 50 to 60% of momentum or behavior is supporting for the long builders. That's all for the sectors. For the stocks, one and all want to concentrate and get benefited over the price actions on the stock side, which are all we have mentioned here based on technical behavior. So Muthoot Finance, Siemens, SAIL, M6 India, Glenmark Pharma, Great Eastern Shipping, that is the only stock based on the news. Otherwise, all stocks based on technical behavior, one can concentrate and get fortunate to be traded on these stocks. Following stick stop loss, even though the trends are actually expected to turn favorable for the long builders, investors and all, it is must on all transactions without forgetting. So keep strict stop loss on all your transactions. So that's the things we have discussed about a market's prediction for the day. Mostly the market's prediction what we have provided for the upcoming sessions would be reaping benefits in the upcoming sessions. You are going to see that. So you can keep these strategies and levels we have provided to make your decisions on position based trading or investment based decisions you are going to take. So that's the thing. We wish everyone to have a productive day starting from today ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks a lot for your feedback, sir. Sri Kumar, sir. Thank you.